o treści pomaga. Tak, o treści pomaga.
Tamam. Halo, witam. Halo, halo. Dzisiaj zagramy w Toulouse, Wietnam. Mamy samouczkę.
Let's go over movement. Sprint through the course, crouch under obstacles, and vault over walls.
Podstawy ruchu poruszania się w tej grze.
Climb the ladder. Use it to reach vantage points on the battlefield. Now, walk off the ledge to drop down. Use the bandage to heal yourself when wounded.
Trzeba mi zeskoczyć, spadł dołem, teraz mam się.
Swim and dive through this next area of the course. Swim to get across waterways, and dive to avoid obstacles and enemy sights. You can only hold your breath underwater for so long.
Pływamy normalnie. Nurkujemy celem.
Jump over the obstacle ahead. Bayonet is a powerful melee attachment that can be equipped to your weapon. Do this now and attack the dummy ahead.
Dobra, gdzie co mamy robić? Tu mam zbiór. Ale zależy.
When you're aiming down sights, you can lean left or right to peek around corners without exposing yourself fully. When you're up close, a quick swing can take out an enemy before they even know you're there. Going prone keeps your head low. Use it to crawl under barriers or avoid getting hit.
wyjmiemy. Witam wszystkich. Zapraszam do komentowania. Widzicie, ktoś już grał w tą grę, żeby troszeczkę mi pomóc.
Hell Let Loose is built around a command structure. Unit members follow their unit leader. Unit leaders take orders from the commander. Communication wins battles. There are 3 radio channels. Unit communicates with your unit members, proximity with teammates nearby, and unit leaders have the leadership channel to speak to other unit leaders and the commander.
Teraz sprawdzam komunikację teraz. To jest członków oddziału.
Open the tactical map. This is the tactical map. Use it to coordinate tactics with your fellow soldiers and keep track of the battle as it unfolds. Referring to the grid, icons and non-verbal markers are just some of the tools that can be utilised to support effective communication. These are all the different structures that can be placed during a battle. Squads use these structures to redeploy and get back into the fight. The placement of these structures wins battles. Outflank and dominate the enemy. The field pad allows you to build spawns across the battlefield. Equip it now to place an outpost. This allows your team to quickly deploy to the field.
Dobra, myślałem posterunek. Dobra, idziemy zrobimy te posterunek.
Now, climb the ladder to the next move marker.
Dobra, wchodzimy już do sterowania. Ciekawie
When
gra
words are fast
wygląda.
enough, you can use a non-verbal communication marker to indicate different types of danger. Give it a go and mark the infantry targets ahead.
Rozumiem. Mam oznaczyć. Dobra, oznacz cel jako wrogą piechotę. Aha. Trzymać środkowy przycisk, aby oznaczyć, że są rozwiązane.
score the combat. Aim down the sights to improve accuracy. Shoot the targets ahead, aiming for the helmet to guarantee an instant kill. Running out of munitions in the heat of battle can be costly, so resupply from the ammo boxes if you need.
Nie wiem, czy ja go zestrzeliłem, czy... Lewy shift. Aha, bo muszę do kilku. Ale powiem wam, że rzuca. Wybrałem sobie najdalszy. Zmiana trybu ognia.
Now, climb back down the ladder and move to the next location.
Dobra, muszę zejść tutaj po drabinie. Się uda w następnej lokacji. Jesteśmy.
Grenades are a powerful explosive item. Equip one now and throw it towards the enemies.
O!
Now let's learn the fundamentals of capture points. Head over to the next move marker. A capture point is one of the main objectives that both teams fight for control. A capture point is under a team's control when their numbers exceed that of their enemies. The team that controls the capture point has ownership over map territory. These are known as sectors and they dictate the flow of the battle. Now move inside the hard capture radius of the capture point. This is the most important location for contesting the objective. The capture point is contested. Neutralize all the enemies to start capturing the point. You found an enemy garrison. Dismantle it to prevent enemies from redeploying and contesting the point.
Aha. Czy możemy rozmontować jego tak? O! Garnizon.
Good job. You've captured your first capture point. Check the map and observe the territory you've just claimed from the enemy. Well done. You've successfully completed your training.
O! Trening skończony. No to takie podstawy tu jeszcze. No ale dobra. Wiemy jak strzela, jak się porusza, coś. Dobra, mamy następny. Tak. To jest następny. O, będziemy latać helikopterem? Może. Zobaczymy.
Here you will learn about the different types of spawn structures that can be utilised in a battle, including their strategic advantages and limitations. As an MVA squad leader, you will also learn how to build and utilise a tunnel network. Now, let's open the tactical map. Before we start, it's important to understand sectors and territory. Highlighted on the tactical map is the capture point, which consists of a 2x2 grid square called the soft capture, and within it, a smaller circle known as the hard capture. The team that controls the capture point has control over sector territory. There are several types of territory, including neutral, friendly, unlocked, and locked enemy territory. Now, close the tactical map. The outpost is a spawn structure specific to your squad. With a shorter redeploy wave, it's the quickest of all spawn structures. Use it to keep your squad together and redeploy quickly into the battle. The outpost is the only spawn structure that can be built in neutral territory, and it doesn't cost any supplies to place.
Starą ruszamy. W momencie na mapie już się wydarza, że mamy po prostu...
Observe the capture point being seized by our team and the territory changing from neutral to friendly. Friendly territory allows squad leaders and the commander to place garrisons at a lower supply cost. Now, close the tactical map again. Garrisons, unlike outposts, aren't limited to a single squad. Instead, they allow the entire team to deploy on them. The garrison costs less to place in friendly territory, and supplies can be provided by a specialist player, support vehicles, and a supply drop called in by the commander. Build a garrison in the highlighted area.
Świeciło mi się przed chwilą, a już nie chce Czemu? A, wszystko rozumiem. Dobra. Stoi.
A tunnel is a special kind of structure used by the NBA to build a network of rapid deploy locations. Build one now in the highlighted area.
A, to takie sławne tunele wietnamskie zostały. Proszę.
Observe the capture point being seized by the enemy team and the territory changing from friendly to unlocked enemy territory. Because our team lost the territory, all spawn structures we've placed have been destroyed. While spawns can still be placed within unlocked enemy territory, doing so requires a higher supply cost. However, in locked enemy territory, such as columns G through J, no spawns and tunnel structures can be placed in those sectors. Now, close the tactical map once more. Let's place a new garrison. It costs more to place garrisons in unlocked enemy territory. It's important to remember that garrisons need to be placed at least 200 metres away from each other. NVA garrisons can also be connected to tunnels.
To ciekawa gra. Trochę zaraz pogramy zaraz.
It's time to build your first tunnel network. Open the tactical map. Command has placed a tunnel in E5. First, select the tunnel icon, then select the garrison we just built to make a connection.
Już trochę tunelu. Aha. Okay.
We can now fast travel using the tunnel network. Start by entering the garrison. The time it takes to travel varies based on the distance between the two structures.
Aha. O, patrzcie, dokładnie to wygląda.
Dismantling a tunnel or spawn structure will remove the placement cooldown and will free up space for the commander and squad leaders to place other structures of their own. It will also break any tunnel connections made previously. Now it's time to build a larger tunnel network. Open the tactical map again and let's get started. Remember, only the NVA commander and squad leaders can connect and disconnect tunnels. The distance between the two structures is limited, and garrisons can only connect to tunnels and not each other. Well done. You have completed your training.
Ukończyłem. Ukończyłem ten trening. Pozdrawiam wszystkich. Następny samouczek. Zobaczymy, co teraz pokażę. Ludzie są chętni, żeby zobaczyć, jak to wygląda. Też byłem ciekawy, jak ta gra będzie sobie działać.
Welcome to Specialist and Engineer training. Specialist and Engineer players can work together to build structures that can reshape the battlefield. Let's start with learning about the Specialist role. Specialist players are essential as they can place supplies and ammunition for other teammates to utilise. A nearby teammate has requested explosive ammo. Get over there and supply them.
No ale gdzie to mam mieścić? Bez szybko mówcy.
An engineer has left a barricade blueprint along the road that needs to be built. Use the hammer in your loadout to finish constructing it. Any nearby teammates with a hammer can help speed up the building process as well.
I można nawet budować.
Great job, but we can do more. Upgrade the barricade to the next level. Certain structures, like the barricade and bunker, can be improved by using extra supplies. Once upgraded, they can withstand more damage and can even provide more cover at higher upgrade levels.
Pewnie nikt nie sprzątnie.
A teammate's calling for supplies. Place them in the marked location. Supplies are the lifeblood of the team. With them, squad leaders can set up spawn points and engineers can build defences to help fortify your position. Your squad leader is requesting you redeploy as an engineer and help secure your team's defensive position.
Mam się odrodzić.
You are now playing as the engineer. From building defences like barbed wire and barricades, to repair and resupply stations for vehicles, the engineer is able to reshape the battlefield. Build a manpower node in the designated space. You can use the wrench in your loadout to place the blueprint, then use the hammer to build it. This is one of 3 resource nodes that generate resources for the commander, allowing them to call in devastating offensive strikes, spawning new vehicles for the team, and much more.
A, czyli teraz muszę młotek. Aha. I najpierw sobie stawiacie najpierw projekt i później go młotkiem napadacie, żeby go wybudować. To jest ulepszenie w tej. Co to jest?
Now, let's build up our defences to hold off future enemy attacks. Place some barbed wire in the highlighted area.
Zrób kolczasy. Stawiamy, że młotek i wypawamy. I tak się buduje.
The engineer has a blowtorch in their loadout that can be used to repair damaged vehicles. Let's approach the nearby tank and help it out. Other engineers can assist in order to speed up repair time.
To tam naprawiam tą paniczkę. Jeszcze pogramy jeszcze trochę złożona. Trzeba najpierw zobaczyć, to taki początek, żeby zobaczyć jak to będzie więcej, tak? Żeby mi się grało. Teraz się bawimy w to.
As an engineer, you're also able to destroy enemy structures. You can interact with them or go for the more explosive option and use a satchel charge. To start, let's approach the first barrier and dismantle it.
Tu możemy rozmontowywać i przeciski, różne rzeczy. Poszło jedno.
Great job. Now let's move to the marked area and use the satchel charge to destroy the next barrier. When using the satchel, be sure to stand back. It has a large explosive radius.
ty.
Congratulations, this concludes your training.
Widzieliście? Przez to zostałem zraniony. No dobra, zobaczymy następny za chwilkę. Dobra, wracam.
Welcome to Grenadier and Machine Gunner training. There are a myriad of vehicles you'll come across on the battlefield, and some roles are designed to help take them out. We're starting with the Grenadier, a role that has access to explosive weaponry that can disrupt and destroy enemy armor and light vehicles.
Dobra, wszystko. Co teraz pokażę zrobić? Broń wygląda bardzo ładnie. Uda się na miejsce. Dobra, udało mi się na miejsce.
Equip the RPG to take down the tank ahead. It's important to consider armor thickness when aiming your attacks. The engine compartment at the rear of the tank has the least protection. Disabling the tracks will bring the tank to a crawl. Disabling its turret will weaken its offensive capabilities. Destroying its hull will wipe the tank out completely.
Aha! Pokazuję, jak wygląda. Czekaj, czy można strzelić coś jeszcze innego. No jeszcze rady nie trzeba ładować. O, wypalę. Od razu dostał.
Great work. The Grenadier can also place mines that cause massive damage to enemies that trigger them. Let's place an AP mine in the road up ahead.
Minkę można postawić.
Now it's time to learn a new role. Please redeploy and select the machine gunner role.
jest machine gun. Nie odrodziłem się. Chyba? Dobrze. Sprawdźmy to jeszcze raz. Klasy. To jest maszynowy. Potwicz.
You are now playing as the machine gunner. With access to a deployable MG with a large magazine, the machine gunner is excellent at suppressing the enemy and halting waves of attacks. First things first, an enemy boat is nearby and we need to deal with its driver and passengers. Mount your MG for improved accuracy and take them out. MGs are excellent at suppressing and killing the operators and passengers of lightly armored vehicles like the boat. Suppression blurs enemy vision and improves your chances at taking them out. As an MVA machine gunner, you have access to an AA gun capable of suppressing and destroying enemy helicopters. Use the wrench to place it and the hammer to build it in the highlighted area. Now, enter the AA gun and shoot down the enemy chopper. The AA gun is the most effective at disrupting the helicopter's aerial dominance. Enough concentrated fire will bring one crashing down. Well done. You have successfully completed your training.
Ale siecha. No, powiem wam, że moc jest. Jeszcze mamy jakiś samouczek. Czołg nie będziemy jeździć? Może. Ciekawie, co się zapowiada.
Welcome to Recon Training. The Recon Squad comprises of two roles, spotter and sniper. It's Recon's job to relay enemy sightings, neutralize threats, and disrupt enemy movements and resources behind enemy lines. Let's get started. Move to the marked location.
Ale dżungla.
You're playing the spotter, the acting leader of the Recon Squad. Let's start by placing an outpost. To do this, equip the field pad and place the outpost inside the designated area. This outpost can only be used by your squad when redeploying. Outposts placed by recon squads are the only type of outpost that can be placed in locked enemy territory. Enemy forces have been spotted across the river. Move to the next marked location overlooking the bridge. Let's pinpoint where the enemy forces are located. Equip your flare gun. Aim and fire above the marked location. Good shot. Now open your tactical map and observe the flare's circular radius and the enemy positions that have been detected. Equip your binoculars and mark enemies with the correct non-verbal markers. Keep a lookout for enemy infantry, tank, and garrison targets. Well done. Now it's time to learn how to play as the sniper. In a battle scenario, you would be joined by another team member playing as the sniper, but this is training, so let's teach you the basics of playing sniper as well.
No dobra, teraz się nauczyłem
First, we need to
snajperki.
redeploy. Select the sniper role and then deploy on the outpost.
I musimy się odrodzić.
We placed down
Teraz
earlier.
jako snajper.
You're now in the sniper role. Follow orders from the spotter and use your sniper rifle to spot and eliminate enemy threats. Move back to the vantage point. Now, neutralize all the enemy targets we spotted earlier. Aim down the sight and steady your aim before taking a shot. You must stop aiming down the sight to cycle the bolt between shots. So, take your time and be precise.
Ładuję. Przed nim są na łóżko już ma dzisiaj.
Well done. You have successfully completed recon training.
Można fajnie się postrzelać. Mamy następny samouczek. Dosyć dużo tych samouczków, no ale to wszystko trzeba się zapoznać. Jak jeszcze nikt nie gra w tą grę, to musi zobaczyć, o co chodzi. Ja tak samo nie wiem. Dopiero dzisiaj ją włączyłem. No i trzeba się
Welcome to mortar
przeszkolić.
training. The mortar squad is made up of the observer, the support, and the gunner roles. You are the gunner, a key role of your squad. You have access to a wrench and hammer you can use to build the mortar and defend it. Let's start by building the mortar. The mortar is a powerful offensive weapon with a lot of range, but it's important you set it up in a good location where you're out of enemy sights and able to reach your targets.
Będziemy mądrzy strzela. Będziemy na bazę. Moździerzem. Bardzo taktyczna
Now,
ta gra.
let's redeploy as the observer where we can use the flare to scout for enemies for the squad.
Bo obserwator moździowy się musiał odrodzić. No dobra.
You are now the observer, leader of your squad. It's your job to locate enemies and provide effective communication and targets to your team. Let's locate some enemies. Equip your flare gun and aim towards the marker. Good job. Using your tactical map, you can see where the enemies are located. Now, let's enter the aimer seat. Here, you can line up the scope with the target and use the metric conversion chart to find the correct elevation.
Dobra, gdzie jest miejsce do niczego? Czyli tak, mamy odległość podała nam 175 metrów, czyli musimy na 68, 67 stopni. To gdzieś tak.
Another marker has come in for us to target. Let's readjust and keep going.
225 metrów i mamy 55 stopni. Dobra. Tu nie widzę właśnie, jak to spada.
Well done. You have successfully completed mortar training.
Czyli nie widać tego, jak spada ten pocisk. No szkoda.
Welcome to Commander Training. It is your job to lead your team to victory by organising squads, placing spawns, and using resources to control the battlefield. Let's start by learning about Commander abilities. All of the Commander abilities can be found within the tactical map. They will depend on cooldowns and the available resources on the map, which is why it's important to have your squads build resource nodes.
Mapy są ogromne.
Resource nodes are important tools that generate materials for the commander, which can then be used to support the wider team through commander abilities. There are three types of
Trochę i
nodes:
włączymy sobie
manpower,
Warzone.
munitions, and fuel. Up to 3 sets of each can be built, and this can only be done by an engineer. Coordinating with your team is vital to get the necessary resources flowing across the battlefield.
Sztabu, gdzie mogą być wpłynie przez teren. Słyszysz, sztabu. No i teraz nie wiem.
The blue dots, or blueberries, are your friendly teammates. Beside them are the nodes and their respective icons. The circle around each node shows its area of effect, and is useful when placing them as a set of nodes, which provide more buffs when placed in proximity of one another. Once enough resources are generated, commander abilities can then be selected from the list and placed across the map. It helps to keep an eye on the territory ownership and the grid while placing them, as not all placements are valid. To start,
No dobra.
let's call in a supply truck at the HQ for your team.
Tylko muszę w dół. No i teraz tak. Kółko myszy w górę, kółko myszy w dół. Wybierz zdolność, lewy przycisk myszy.
Good job. The supply truck can be used to carry a large quantity of supplies from headquarters to the front lines, and can make multiple drops at a time. Returning it to a resupply station will restock it. Now, let's call in a supply drop. Great job. The supply drop is a great way of getting supplies quickly across the battlefield, and can be utilised by your team to get a wide network of spawns and structures set up. They can be used as many times as you need, respective of the cooldown between uses. Supplies are on the way. Let's place down a marker to let our team know and request they build a garrison there. Now, let's focus on attacking the enemy point. By using the recon ability, we can scout ahead to the next capture point to see what enemies await us. The ability covers an entire strip of the battlefield, and within that, you will see a snapshot of both enemy infantry and vehicle locations.
ciekawe.
Now we can see enemies on the tactical map. Let's call in a napalm strike to clear out the point. The napalm strike does massive damage across a wide area, but will harm friendlies as well as enemies, so use it wisely.
Napal. Dobra, Wietnam. Witam, witam.
Let's place a defend marker on the friendly point to let our team know.
Polimy się.
Use the reinforceability on the point to support our troops. This will bolster our team's presence on the ground and help us fight off the enemy. We are reclaiming our territory from the enemy. Let's return to capturing enemy territory. Place an attack marker over the enemy hardcap to let our team know where to go next.
Taka taktyczna mapa bardziej, że to trzeba zrobić.
Now let's use an artillery strike to blast the enemy point before our team advances. The artillery strike is another offensive ability that does a wide area of damage in multiple rounds. It costs less munitions to use than the napalm strike.
Możemy sobie strzelić ostrzał artyleryjski. O.
Excellent. We're taking the point from the enemy.
Przechwytujemy.
Well done. You've successfully completed.
Też mamy następny samouczek. Także poznajemy wszystko od podstaw. Żeby się nauczyć, kto grać.
Welcome to armor training. Enter the tank
No,
and start the engine.
będziemy teraz jeździć.
The driver is responsible for getting the tank into the fight. Manually shift through the gears for precise control and speed over the vehicle. Maneuver your crew around the battlefield and get the better of the enemy. Start by getting familiar with the 4 forward gears and the single reverse gear. When you're ready, drive to the marked location.
Odpalamy maszyny.
Stop here. Observe close to the road the resupply and repair stations. When within radius, any damage sustained to the tank will be repaired and replenished with ammo and supplies. Now, drive to the next marked location. You are approaching a shallow crossing. A shallow crossing is a safe section of river that's shallow enough for vehicles to cross. Keep an eye out for these when there are no bridges.
Jedziemy ciągiem. Na razie powinny jakieś szramy za chwilę może.
Stop here. Now, switch to the commander seat to continue. The periscope operator acts as the eyes of the squad, typically reserved for the tank commander. Use the periscope to help direct the tank's every move. Maximize your situational awareness using the periscope's 360-degree view. Watch your flanks, spot the enemy infantry and armor, and mark any nearby threats for your team. Try marking some nearby enemies.
A, czy mogę tylko ich oznaczyć? Nie muszę. Weź. Cztery.
Watch out. We've just been hit by incoming fire. Enable the smoke screen to conceal our position from the enemy. Tank and equip your blowtorch to repair the damage.
Dobra, muszę wyjść z czołgu.
Tank damage can occur in several ways, and the specific location of the damage can result in losing mobility and combat effectiveness. Damaged tracks will impact gear shifting, slowing it down. Engine damage will immobilize the tank from moving and turning. Turret damage will limit the rotational speed, and extensive damage to the hull will cause the tank to explode. Well done. The tank is repaired. Enter the tank and switch to the gunner's seat.
No dobra.
The gunner's sole
Mapą.
responsibility is taking out the opposition, making use of the various shells at your disposal to destroy the enemy armor and groups of infantry. Let's start by using the coaxial machine gun on nearby enemies. It's very effective at suppressing and neutralizing enemy soldiers.
Naprawdę grali.
Now, drive to the next marked location. Always use lower gears when driving up steep terrain. Stop here. Enemy vehicles spotted. Use armor-piercing and high-explosive rounds to take them out. Use armor-piercing rounds on heavily armored vehicles, like this enemy tank. Aim for the hull beneath the turret, or the engine at the back to deal the most damage. High explosive rounds are ineffective against armored vehicles, but are lethal against light enemy vehicles. Well done. You have successfully completed armor training.
Dobra. Także robię sobie chwilkę przerwy i później wracam do Warzona. Ja tylko zobaczę sobie, pogramy sobie jeszcze w tą gierkę kiedyś. Także dziękuję bardzo i zapraszam później.